Y'all could be either friends, loved ones, or family, or all three.
You know what? None sound appealing.
None sound appealing.
Oh, okay. Hey, hi.
Hi.
I
Yeah.
was trying to line up my.
We're talking about how sad it was, when
For
I
you?
was locked in, alone, not lonely, lonesome.
Okay, how about we just start the podcast?
I mean, I was looking for a little bit more, empathy there.
Wrong place. Wrong place. No.
I'm not looking for,
هذا المحل جنبنا طال
understanding,
عمرك
no,
هيك عندهم.
nor sympathy. I've gotten the sympathy, just a little bit of empathy.
You're requesting a lot from me.
I mean,
You're requesting a lot.
I'm trying.
I'm already your friend. That's already too much. What more do you want from me?
He falls into one of the categories.
بالعافية عليك.
Yeah.
نطلع نفسك من هذا.
Yeah, there's a fourth option, none of the above.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like that.
Hey, welcome. Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Hello. My bad.
The vibe is real.
The vibe is real in this bitch. It's gonna be a very, very, very heated podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to Kabsa. It's your boy Adam. How was popping? Episode 112. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
wish.
it sounds about right.
You would know. You're
Yeah.
paying attention.
Yeah, very much so.
I got the homie Tux right behind me,
Yo.
and I got the COVID-free Shamsi right next to me.
Finally healed.
The finally healed Shamsi. Thank you all for joining us. Shout out to our tens and tens of listeners and tens of viewers. I don't know why it sounds so sexy right now, but that's how we do.
You always do that.
Why are you saying that?
I'm just saying.
Why are you paying attention to my
Yeah,
voice?
I'm agreeing.
No, don't agree with me. You're not supposed to agree with me.
I'm being agreeable.
Being agreeable. You know
He
what?
made it awkward, you up the ante. That's what happened.
Pretty
right there.
much.
Yeah.
You know what? What are you on right now? You know when you come back from vacation
Hmm.
and you're you're just vibing, right?
Yeah,
You're like still on that vacation high.
in a sense.
This is exactly how you
This
are
is
right
where
now.
I'm at right
You're
now.
friendly. You're
Yeah.
giving compliments.
I'm being nice.
You're being nice.
Yeah.
And now we're after this podcast.
I
We'll be back to normal.
just feel the love, fellas. Honestly.
Let's start like this, okay? Now it's fucking weird, okay? So we were together for the last year. I'm not gonna say the last 2 weeks, for the last fucking year. Every day you're in my face, and Turks is always here also, sadly.
Mhm.
Also, shout out to Umzi, who's sitting right behind us. Shout out to Umzi. Sitting in the
there,
restaurant.
Always
Yeah.
there.
Always in the restaurant. So we were all hanging out for the last ever, right?
Hmm.
You got COVID.
Yes.
We didn't.
No.
Alhamdulillah.
Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, right?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, say that. Say that.
Alhamdulillah, yes, indeed.
Say it and you mean it.
Alhamdulillah. that is something I'm very happy about.
I like finisher. Honestly, it's the weirdest shit in the world, right? So tell us what you went through.
What I went through. So
Thank you.
it was-
Anyway, so next
it was concerning when I first realized it was there, because the sudden switch between him. I have all five senses to, oh shit, I only have three senses.
Yeah, you
It's
called
very
me
weird.
terrified. You called me like, yo, go get tested.
Yeah. So it was sudden, actually. Like, I just got off work, I got back home, I was ready to start the weekend, and then bam, no taste buds. And I was like, okay, shit. I realized then at that point, I've probably very positive. But the good thing about it was, alhamdulillah, considering that I'm vaccinated, the symptoms overall weren't that negative. The loss of taste and smell persists, yani, to a point. But other than that, it was fine, alhamdulillah. I got tested, got the positive, and then started the whole quarantine thing, 10 days. And here the fuck I am.
Shamsi, all of that, fuck that. I'm talking about the 10 days.
The 10 days. It was long.
I was
It was
10
long.
days.
It was very long.
Because here's the thing. So when your family had COVID and you didn't, surprisingly, right? You were still stuck in the house,
Yeah.
right? You were the headmaster.
But I felt important.
So now
I was
you're
in
the one
demand.
locked up in your own house and everybody's out.
Yes.
How was that feeling?
It was left to my own devices.
And what was amazing, also so much shit happened in the last 10 days.
I mean, right?
Yeah, and you missed out on everything. It was ridiculous.
That's kind of what it felt like, honestly. And shoof, at some point, I just had to accept it, and that kept on. That came on very early. Okay, fuck it, you're here. Might as well just enjoy it. So I figured out my own schedule. I did a lot of long overdue spring cleaning. Bought a new laptop.
Al-Baraka.
Al-Baraka.
Finished Squid Games.
No one gives a shit.
Just did those
Milestones. Fucking
Yeah,
milestones.
just
Go
like-
for it.
Okay, so you finished it?
Yeah.
What'd you
fine.
think?
It was awesome.
The
actually.
ending.
It was the ending. It was all right.
The ending or the ending or the ending? Because there are three endings, basically.
Okay, which one are we talking about? We're talking about the one where he. Okay.
There's the ending of the game.
Okay.
There's the ending of realizing what's behind the game, and then there's the ending of like the last scene of the
Oh,
show.
I'm looking forward to season 2. Definitely, I'm definitely looking forward to season 2. Overall,
I should have ended season 1.
I
Yeah.
give the show props for being extremely original. Okay, for playing with the concept and coming up with something different, something new, for keeping it engaging for the whole 8 episodes, and at the same time just being very fresh. It just feels different to everything that came out recently.
True. There were some layers in the show that like you didn't need, to be honest.
Okay,
The dudes with the gold masks, I didn't need that whatsoever.
Okay,
Okay.
well, are we done with Shamsi COVID?
Yeah, sorry. right. We're talking about
we're gonna come back.
No.
and
I
intermittently to
don't want to come back. I want to get rid of that conversation.
Yeah, we're done with Shamsi.
You know,
That's how you did. You just
So, alhamdulillah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
spring cleaning, bought a new laptop, Squid Games.
I read a book. It was a great book. I told
Shamsi,
you
you
about.
always read books.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a great book.
Don't ever mention that book ever in your life again for me.
Okay.
Okay? But I told him the story, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, I told him.
Yeah.
He ranted for 5 minutes.
I told him
Hmm.
if I was 60, that was a definite heart attack. A definite heart attack.
wow.
No one understands what's going on here, but
Okay.
trust me, Shamsi does now.
Yeah, it's a very Shamsi thing. So
Yeah, you didn't quite the chance thing. Yeah.
no, so I thought it deserved all the
All the praise.
praise, all the acclaim that it got.
No, we're not talking about that. The quarantine, how was it? You did good?
Like,
Enjoyed
what
it?
else am I gonna do, my
I don't
guy?
know. Like, what was your schedule like? I gotta know.
what was my schedule like? It was very nocturnal.
Okay.
I rose
As expected.
As your friend, I would not have that conversation about what were you doing during the time,
Okay.
and we can discuss later on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know what's happening here. But,
I felt I managed to fill my time with fun and engaging
Lawyer Adil is
activities.
talking to you now and telling you. I advise you.
Yeah.
Fun and engaging activities by
plead
myself.
to whatever number you want.
I went to sleep. I woke up and I did work.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, good times, guys. I'm
Good times.
Alhamdulillah. I truly fucking missed you. It was annoying to go through all the things that happened. You know exactly what was
I
happening.
miss being part of society, honestly.
I'm not gonna say we really missed you, but there were certain times I was like, oh man, I wish he was here.
Yeah.
90% of the time, it's like I was just trying to trash you. That's about it. But
Yeah.
other
Okay.
times, it's about
He
it.
needed to be here to see how bad he is.
No, but I'm glad certain things did not go through because you were out. Because it's much better when you're around.
Mm-hmm.
For the sanity of me. Anyway, alhamdulillah,
To stay
I'm glad
alive.
you're in. I'm glad all is good. Welcome back to the podcast that we should have ended a long time ago.
Mhm.
And thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank you. I agree. I
10
actually
minutes
agree.
and we're out.
And we're gone.
That's all.
Let's go grab dinner.
It's just a Shamsi update.
So what's been going on with you guys?
Where do you want to start?
I don't know. You tell me.
You want to start with like aggression? You want to start with the happy story?
There's chapters.
Yeah.
There's happy stories.
What do you want?
Give me the happy stories.
Happy stories.
Yeah.
You're back. Oh.
Oh, it's quite happy.
That's it.
I'm about to
Yes.
barf.
Happy story. Nothing.
Nothing. There's no happiness whatsoever. In the
There's
past-
no happiness.
Okay, in the time that I've not been here.
The thing we didn't talk about, we didn't talk about, you were not here because you didn't die.
Hmm.
Alhamdulillah.
Remember when Saudi issued the royal decree to give people citizenship?
Yes, I remember. I saw that. It was.
Yes.
It was 2 weeks
Saudi
ago.
issues a royal decree granting citizenship for foreign nationals with specialized skills in the legal, medical, scientific, cultural, sport, and technical fields.
I didn't get that memo.
You didn't get that
Interesting.
memo
No.
because you're Saudi.
Fair enough.
No, basically,
Fair enough.
they really. I went through the list. I remember I went through the
This was
list,
2 weeks ago.
and it was basically a top of class in their fields. Basically, kind of contributors to whatever field they're in. Whether it's
Nice.
a doctor, we're talking about doctors who are head of departments. Whether it's professors, I counted 3 or 4 KFUPM professors actually that are top of their fields. Researchers, people that are really pushing the boundaries.
Nice.
Some people as well when it came to I think the religious establishment as well. I think calligrapher, واحد من calligraphers is Mus'haf. So it was a very
A cleric also.
a cleric, a part of somebody who was Bosnian, I think, head of the world Muslim World League or something along those lines. So it was the list itself really showcased that these are people who have served the cause of Saudi for a long time,
Mhm.
and they deserve to be called Saudis.
Nice.
Because at this point in time, you've been part of this establishment, you've worked to support the country for this long. So it's honestly an honor to see these people like actually, being proud and happy to accept the citizenship as well.
That's beautiful. I like that.
I think the program is going to keep on extending as well. Like they still haven't finalized the list of people that they want to grant citizenship to, but it's a start. It's a great start as well.
Adding extra spice to our culture.
Adding excellence to our culture as well. Like adding people who really can serve, add value, and serve and give their talents, give their efforts, give their knowledge. Pass it along as well to the next generation. So it's a great program. I think it's something. I think it's long overdue.
I agree with that. To be honest,
Yeah,
it is long overdue. That's about it. You guys want to leave now?
what else has been going on in the world's?
Look, there's a topic that I'm trying to really, really, really avoid. Right.
Mhm.
So I'm just kind of tiptoeing around it, and then we'll get to it later on. But you want to talk about the Amazon hand scanner, or you good?
What?
So Amazon is selling this hand scanner for like, Omzi, you're gonna like this, Omzi. So they have this hand scanner for events and festivals and stuff like that,
Okay.
where you basically scan your hand, you go in.
Okay. So it's
Well, like
There's a process to
biometric
it.
pass.
Yeah, exactly. It's a biometric pass. And so there was a huge backlash saying, "Hey, why the fuck are we giving AWS
like access to all of our biometric data?
exactly?"
I mean, that's a good question. Shuf, the thing is, I think the problem we're getting to nowadays, in a sense, is the how to outweigh the virtue of good technology being used by bad companies. You get my point?
Yeah, but again, you have the same problem. For example, like we're saying, we don't want to give our information to Facebook.
Yeah,
I mean, Meta.
I have
Okay.
this issue personally. Like I don't.
Okay, first off, you don't have a real good reason.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
All right, so that
Okay.
doesn't count.
But nonetheless, I do have an
Privacy.
aversion to giving out my information generally to companies, and especially my biometric information.
Mhm.
Even though I realize how this would make my life so much easier.
Yeah.
Nowadays, today, since a week, okay, I've grown in my lack of access to technology, but nonetheless, I still have that. I'm not fully comfortable, giving you all of this information.
Okay, you gave it to Apple, right?
Yeah.
You got an Apple MacBook. You became a big boy now.
Mhm.
You gave them your
MacBook-
fingerprint.
MacBook Pro.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Pro.
I take that back. I take that back. All right.
That's a
So you give them all your information.
big boys. do.
Why were we okay with giving, what's the name?
Apple?
Apple our face,
Mhm.
but we're like, yo, Amazon can't have our biometric data.
Maybe because we know that, or we'd like to think that Apple has a better, protection over our privacy. Over
It got
sensitive
hacked
protection.
over and over and
No,
over
it's
and
not
over
just-
and over and
it's-
over again.
As a company, it has a higher standard of privacy compared to other companies. Yes, no, like
I mean, that's the general norm. That's not.
That's what they claim.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
That's what they claim. Like compared to
We're
all
taking their
these-
word for it.
Yeah, compared to all these other companies that sell your data and information willy nilly. Apple.
No,
at least-
Apple always sold you information. Now they're trying to stop your information going out. There's a difference.
Like this whole opt-in thing that they just set up for their phones for the new iOS, like that's hurting a lot of the social media companies, like big time,
Well,
built to the tune of billions. Like nowadays, when you download an app or install an app,
ask not to track.
yeah,
Yeah, apparently
know?
that's like bullshit.
Yeah.
isn't it?
No, it's not really bullshit. No. It works, but they found ways around it.
They're okay. There's
always gonna be
it's,
ways.
it's a cat and mouse game at the end of the day, for advertisers. That's their
Mhm.
cash cow. They're going to need to make money off of you, the user, the information that they can get off of you. But at the end of the day, that's my personal opinion. Maybe that Apple, okay, at least this company gives a shit more about my privacy compared to other companies.
But why are they asking us to like scan? Well, I don't want to
It's
scan my
easier.
hand.
That's what I'm saying. It's convenient.
Yeah, but to
sir.
access an event, to access what exactly?
an event.
Anything. It's a machine that they sell you, and you can put it
Yeah,
in
no,
front of
thank you.
anything.
See, I don't mind having it on my phone when I'm scanning my finger or my face or anything because
Or
it's
barcode.
Yeah, it's on. No. I'm talking about the scanner,
Yeah.
the fingerprint scanner or anything like that, because it's in my phone. At the end of the day, I'm picking this up with me and going home.
But I'm
Right.
giving my information out to someone else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
بس
in
كده
a
برضو-
public setting
بس كده برضو يعني there's
for everyone.
طبعا there's reasons for it. They'll tell you, oh, so at least we know that the person who bought the ticket is the person
Exactly.
who's using the ticket.
Yeah,
so
give me
we can cut out touts and shit. So there's always going to be an excuse for it.
Till what end? Till yani,
until you give them your whole soul.
No, sure.
Yeah.
I think honestly,
Yeah.
Whatever's left of it.
Yeah.
I think the trend has unfortunately been accelerating towards, you know what, just give the companies what they want because it makes your life easier. And honestly, it does make our life easier. It does make our life more convenient. And despite all of the problems that happen, the hacks, the leaking of information, your email, your passwords, all of that,
Yeah.
you're still opting in. You're
But
always going to opt
how
in.
do you already have my handprint?
They don't.
Now, why am I scanning my hand then? For
to,
what?
To identify your information.
I don't understand.
Here, I'll give you the full breakdown. Right
I
now.
buy a ticket. I get an email with a QR code. I go scan the QR code.
No.
That's how it's usually done.
That's
why,
how it's usually
yeah,
done.
why am I
That's
scanning my hand now? Do you have my handprint already?
That's how.
Am I
it's been-
supposed to submit my handprint prior? And this is me. This is who I'm signing in as.
All good questions. We shall find out in a minute.
Let them read about it. But for now, to be honest, there's a cool factor about scanning
It's
my
called
hand.
the palm scanner.
A palm scanner,
Yeah.
like
How innovative.
old school palms?
I'm waiting for this. Oh my god!
Do you,
Fucking paywalls,
do you use,
man.
Do you use Face ID and shit?
yeah,
Yeah, all the time.
Okay,
I do
and you're completely fine
on my
with
phone, which I carry with me.
it. Okay,
Which only my phone keeps that, like the Face ID, and I don't go and like I don't go to a store and go like, yo, scan my face, it's me, I'm buying this. No,
well that's part of the technology trend. Sooner or later, you're gonna have scanners that scan your face and send you personalized.
if
ads.
I go to Jadir and when I like check out, they tell me, oh, scan your finger, so like you get a warranty or something like that. I don't want the warranty.
Here,
I'm
I'll give you a
sorry. I
breakdown.
don't want it. No.
Amazon unveiled Amazon One, new technology for its Amazon Go stores that lets shoppers pay for their groceries by scanning the palm of their hand, by analyzing the shape of your hand and the unique configuration of veins under your skin. Damn. Amazon says its technology can verify your identity in the same way facial recognition does. Although Amazon One will initially be used for payments only, it's clear that tech giant has much bigger ambitions for this hardware. In the future, it says Amazon One could not only be used for shopping, but as a replacement for tickets at music and sporting events.
yeah, exactly. There you go.
And as an alternative to your office key card, letting you scan in with a swipe of your hand. In other words, Amazon One isn't a payment technology, it is an identity technology. And one that could give Amazon more tech into your life, more reach into your life than ever before. Wah, wah, wah.
Hold up.
So you're in the States, right? You go to a basketball game. You know,
Yeah.
you're a season ticket holder. Instead of just giving you the season tickets, you know, the season tickets are tied to your handprint.
Which they already scanned previously and have a record of.
Which yeah. So then
So they double check with it.
every time you go there, خلاص, you just scan your hand in instead of giving you a paper ticket, for example, or a QR code ticket, which you can give off to somebody else.
It's weird. It's weird. I'm sorry.
It is weird.
Yeah.
It is a way of pinning you in at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, like the fingerprint scanner on the
Like
laptop.
I'll give out my fingerprints only to government. Period.
Exactly. Yeah.
Other than that, other than IPSHIT, we're not talking.
Love-
Other than IPSHIT and Ministry of Interior, which is all as one. Nobody's
It's,
taking it.
it's the same thing. And at the end of the day, it's whether it's your face or your fingerprint or your handprint. It's a measure of identification that involves your body.
So is an ID card. It's not about. It doesn't involve your body, fair enough. But at the end of the day, why not use an ID card?
Because you can lose ID cards.
And you can
because
fake ID cards.
Exactly, can be falsified. And this is more sustainable. It's less waste.
You're telling me they're not going to figure out a way to fake or like fool the machine into thinking that, yo, this is the palm of someone else?
Turks, at this point, the machine is getting big enough and smart enough to be able to track everybody.
Exactly.
So
No, it's already been tracking
Yeah,
everybody.
no. But we're talking in a commercial sense. So the trend is going to accelerate there. The
So
trend is gonna
might as well
accelerate.
just jump into the pool.
Can you fight it? Not really. You can opt out out of things in your personal life, sure.
Until you go to that one festival that you want to walk in. It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
we only got palms up in this bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
Show me a palm.
palm
Yep,
up.
that's it.
Let's go. So at the end of the day, do you care that much?
I mean,
Listen, I can give you all the privacy arguments all day long.
it depends on how they would use that kind of information. They use my
First
email
off, first
to
off,
market
first off,
my-
first off,
They'll
hold
sell
on.
you mittens.
The first thing is Amazon can pull that off in a lot of countries. They will not be able to pull it off over here in Saudi.
Okay.
I don't think you're allowed to take anyone's
biometrics.
fingerprints whatsoever
Yeah.
for yourself unless you're signing something or whatever,
Okay.
or something governmental. So I don't think someone's gonna go bring a hand scanner and put it over here, and like the country's like, yeah, go ahead, man, take everybody's ID, go have fun. I don't think it's gonna work like that.
Well, but that's not the question. The question is these technologies, similar technologies, face recognition, for example. The whole face recognition cameras. That's a trend that some companies right now are selling, and it's becoming prominent, and some countries are fighting. Like, no, we don't want this to be a widespread technology where, you can know every single person and track him. And some countries are, on the opposite spectrum.
Which countries don't want that to happen?
There's a pushback, I think, in the EU against it, against facial recognition being applied by police departments and by countries generally. In the EU.
I was asking a question. Why are you angry?
No, but I'm answering
The main
Because the
question
EU
here.
always fights everything. That's what you like about the EU.
And that,
Yeah, they have a higher standard of doing things, and you know what? It's our way or the highway. You want to do this? Yalla ta'al. They made
No.
Apple. They made
That's
Apple and Google and Facebook change all of their privacy.
Yeah. Speaking of changing, let's move on to something which is around the same way.
Okay.
Do you hear about what Meta, Facebook, is
Okay.
offering?
What are they offering?
So there's a legislation going around right now, which is gonna force companies to give algorithm-free content.
what?
Okay.
So Meta is going to be offering, I don't know if it's on beta right now or they're still working on it, which is going to be, you have the choice to have algorithm free content. So content that's not curated for you.
Okay.
Created for who then?
It's just a random person.
I don't.
Taking
I'm
the
confused.
person-
I'm like, yeah, خلاص, system failure.
Okay,
taking the
More entertaining right now.
personalization.
The way you move on your Instagram, the way you move on your TikTok, whatever, the algorithm understands who you are
Yeah.
and gives things based on your likes and your follows and so on.
Yes.
If you turn that off, then it will just give you whatever the randomness is available.
Okay.
Turn off personalization, basically.
Yeah, but it's still an algorithm. There's still an algorithm, but it's not personalized.
Exactly. Yeah.
basically.
It's an algorithm free, as in like it's not going to be one that's going to bombard you with certain information based on certain things.
Interesting.
I'm not sure how that can work, honestly. Like
No, that can work. That can work easy.
Going back to the old school of
Whatever is posted now,
whatever is posted now, like that's
time based.
This way, you'll give the option to companies who have your data to target you, and at the same time, you can just opt out and just look at the world in gray.
Oh, I love
without any color.
Yeah, without any algorithmic color.
Nice. I like that.
No, but the thing is, interesting. I'm not sure how that's going to be structured. It is going to be applied just on Facebook or across all the companies because
This is Meta. Well,
Meta is
the
gonna be-
legislation, I don't know if it's for who. Is it for everybody? I really have no idea. But again, Facebook is the biggest thing.
no, Facebook and Google both have issues.
Yeah, but no one has more issues than Facebook.
Yeah, we're talking.
And also having the control of Instagram, the control of WhatsApp.
Yeah, but
Come
I'm
on.
thinking Google, برضو having YouTube as well, like having all of that rabbit hole of trash videos that they keep serving you up. So it's-
I disagree.
Not as ridiculous as Facebook though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, YouTube's algorithm is actually almost perfect as a viewer,
Yeah.
but not as a content creator.
Either way, the argument.
Before it used to be the other way around. It was for the content creator, not the viewer.
Either way, the argument has always been the problem with these companies becoming the gatekeepers of the content that you receive and curating the content and showing you what they want to show you to keep you on the. I think we had this. We touched on this before. Part of the problem is the metrics that they're using to keep you on board, because at the end of the day, it's about engagement. So whatever content is served to you that's going to keep you there longer is the content that they want to give you. The longer you stay, the more you're likely to see ads, the more money they get. So when you change that, paradigm, when you were able to break that lock between engagement and these companies, maybe you can do it differently. But how do you do that? Because that's where the profit motive is. How do you take the profit motive out of that, or how do you control it, or how do you regulate it? China's doing something about that. They're limiting people's access to social media in different ways, whether it's TikTok or it's video games, but that's not. I don't think that's really a solution at the end of the day, because you would want to change this structurally rather than have it change from on a country by country basis. So you need to change the incentive for these companies. How do you do that?
Why do you need to change the incentive to these companies?
Because you've seen, obviously, the negative effects that the current status quo has.
Yeah, these companies saw the negative effect. They never took any action on it.
Who's gonna?
These companies will always figure out smart ways of doing business.
That's what I'm saying. When you change the rules of the game, when you set up, just like the EU did, when you set up different ways of operating, when you're telling these companies, no, you cannot do this and you cannot do that. You need to do this in a certain way. Okay, you change the way that this whole media is served and consumed by everybody. So it's about changing the structure of moving, I think, beyond the whole Web 2.0 to a new kind of internet, in a sense, where you are not owned by these companies, where your data is not owned by these companies. No, where you are able to have, and maybe that's what the whole blockchain thing is going to end up doing. Changing the way your information is stored and shared across the internet, rather than having everything owned by companies, being able to put limits and locks on limitations on what you can share and what you can show.
You're only using that as a weapon against companies then.
What do you mean?
Well,
at the end of the day, it's about you as a user.
If you're going to use blockchain technology in order for someone not to be able to track you or to throw content specifically on you, it's the same thing. Just companies say, you know what? You don't even need to do this blockchain. We're just going to have algorithm free. You can just come in. You're going to have random shit. You can go do whatever you want.
No, but I think maybe with the blockchain thing, you can still have the curated part of the internet or the personalized part.
That's if those companies decide
to jump on board.
Yes.
Definitely.
So
that's a big if.
Yeah, that's a big no. You mean tell me that Facebook's going to say, yo, I'm building this blockchain for you guys not to be traced.
There's
we gotcha.
What's it called? Okay. There's this new thing I've been reading about. It's called an ENS.
Oh my God.
Okay. So it's basically like you signing up for a username on the blockchain. And that username becomes like your website, your identifier, your Ethereum name service. Okay. And you go and you basically sign up for a username. You sign up for.
Oh my God, yeah,
so they're selling blockchain domains basically.
And you buy a domain and you use that domain to access everything. Rather than having different accounts and different websites. No, this is the one domain. I use this to sign into these different services.
It's like an ID card.
It's like an ID card, basically. And it's limited in the sense of what information you can give. You already have like a setup sensitive.
There's something similar to it. You know what it's called? Gmail.
Well,
that's
again,
basically it.
Yeah, Gmail does the same exact thing. You go sign up anywhere with Gmail automatically. Just click one click, you're in.
And Facebook does the same thing.
And Facebook, there you go.
They're all doing the same thing. At the end of the day, it's one company or the other that's going to have your information rather than you having control of your information. That's the differentiating thought here.
What, Ethereum doesn't have access to that?
No, because at the end of the day, they sell you a domain and the domain is yours. You set it up.
They don't have any access to it whatsoever. No backdoor whatsoever.
No.
How are they going to manage that?
It's the same way the blockchain does. If you have if there's a private key and there's a public key. If you have a private key.
In billions and billions of years, what are the remaining usernames?
It still just started. Like there's
Yeah. Yeah. I still can't get my name on a couple of websites.
Okay.
Because there's billions and billions of people on the internet, Turks.
Yes.
You're not the only Turks.
Yeah, there's billions and billions of combinations of names you can get.
Websites die and other ones become the trend. So you have the old usernames are gone there, the unused usernames, and then you can set up a new page on the new website. You're telling me the blockchain is going to have something that is infinite forever?
No, the blockchain is going to set up a name for you, an identity for you.
Yeah. Imagine
that you can use across any new different website.
Like an ID.
Imagine that happened at the beginning of the internet. Okay. Would you find Shamsi as a username in any?
Are we actually fighting about the username here or the technology? I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
I'd find Shamsi 1 or Shamsi 10 or Shamsi 100.
Exactly.
It's not going to matter.
Exactly. It matters.
It matters to you.
It matters to you. يا رقم جوال 055.
Exactly.
ولوحة مميزة.
Yeah, okay.
That's you.
I'm talking about the trend. Where is your data stored? How is your data used? Who is in control of your information? How is that information being processed and disseminated? That's the conversation. Because obviously, like, the system is broken. The system right now,
it's been broken.
As it exists, it is extremely broken.
Look, it's broken. All right.
It works, but it's broken.
Yeah, exactly. But it fucking works.
But it breaks society, my guy.
It does.
It has broken societies, not one, multiple.
Don't you feel like they want it to be this way?
I don't give a shit, bro.
No.
Who's they?
On this one, we're not gonna be specific.
The powers that be.
The powers that be.
Okay.
But hey, if I have the power to go and fuck with another country without even sending anything, why do I not use this tool? Why
Definitely,
should I?
yes.
Yeah, why should I change this tool in a way that doesn't benefit me?
Because it's hurting you as well.
Yes,
It's hurting everybody.
but, see,
but I'm getting a benefit out of it.
exactly.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's shoof, maybe yes.
It's an Ouroboros.
It works. It works because yes, you are maybe able to use it against some countries, but you know what? China figured that way out. They're like, fuck y'all.
Exactly.
Like,
Close the internet.
We'll do our own shit.
Yeah.
So you know what? Then now you have a problem because
حطوا شبوك الشباب والله صح عليك.
exactly, like literally, حطوا الشبوك. And
China can pull that off with 1 billion people. You can pull that shit off.
bro, India can pull that off. Africa can pull that off.
Yes, they could
Okay?
if they really put their mind to it.
Yes, but they don't have. Anyways, that's not the discussion. Okay,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
discussion is
You don't want to trash other countries. I know.
no.
It's
They don't
okay.
have. They don't have the money. They don't have the structure. They don't have technology. Either way, that's not the point. The
You
point
can always
is
buy all of that.
you can, but the point is you have to move beyond where you are right now, because where you are right now has led us to the point as different societies where shit is fucked up. I'm not talking about us. Because we've managed to control like all the waves of shit that have arisen through social media over the past 10 years. But I'm talking about like you're still seeing lockdown protests over fucking coronavirus. You're still seeing people, you know, fighting against getting vaccinated. Disinformation is a fucking poison, my guys.
Yeah.
It's a fucking poison.
Do you think blockchain is the answer?
Not for that problem, but for different problems.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you
for
very
different
much.
problems.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
but
yeah.
no, that's part of the problem
Yeah.
with the way the
So
the
you're
setup of
you're
current
telling me the
social
internet
structure.
has any very minimal policing in it. Let's give them an internet with no police whatsoever.
Let's give you an internet where everybody
There
can
is an
police
internet
yourself.
with no police, and you know how ridiculous that place came.
No.
See, that's what happens when you put no laws.
No. We're talking about setting up an internet. Instead of you
Yeah.
walking out and worrying about anybody shooting you, you know, it's not the Wild West. No, everybody's walking out with an Iron Man suit. Everybody's protected because everybody's set up in a way where, khalas, you know what? I know what I can give and what I can get. My information is safe. My financials are set up here. You know, my crypto's here. I'm using this to buy, to sell, to interact with everything else. And that is my online identity. That
As
is
safe as my knowledge of the system.
like everything else. If you don't know how to drive a car, you're going to run to Walter's. Learn how to fucking drive a car.
Okay, fair point. Fair point.
And you don't get behind the
But
driver's wheel
but
before
I am
you
All
get
it,
a
gonna
sounds,
go to
license.
all it sounds
I
like.
am going to go to a mechanic and they're going to rob me at some point.
That's on you, though. That's on you. Just like if
This
you,
just sounds like an alternative to the same problem. It doesn't sound like a solution.
it might not be the solution. It might be a solution
It is not a solution either.
because the problem is multivariate and
Yeah.
much bigger than just your information.
Yeah, because it's not about your information. You're afraid of targeted ads, right? That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of a country using specific ways of sending information toward your own people under your own IPs and then cause a fuss in your nation, right?
Like fraud and shit.
Yes.
You getting robbed en masse.
Yeah, or just like, announcing bullshit for the sake of bullshit. Oh, look what's happening over here. How can we, accept that or
Or
whatever
just
the fuck it
I
is?
want to cry.
Anyway,
Or
so-
something along those lines, like a virus that comes in and like eats up all your servers. Go on.
I really forgot what I was because you cut me off, so I really have no idea where I was going to. be
I know
honest.
your information and how it's going to be used against you.
Oh yeah. So right now we're all giving out information, everyone. Right? We're not giving everything away. The only thing we actually fear is our money. That's it. Everything else you can fucking have. I could give two shits if you know my size, my weight, my shoes. I don't give a living shit what you know about me. Just don't touch my money. That's all we care about. This is why giving out information is like nothing to people.
But your data is your money, though.
How is, in one way,
Your
yes,
data
it
is worth money.
Your
Yes,
data is
it
worth money,
It is the
but-
commodity that we never knew actually was worth anything until it was taken from us.
Okay, so now you say that, all right, but what is it really worth then? I know how much.
It's,
Wait. I know how much its worth and value is to certain companies
Exactly.
yeah.
and certain. All right, I'm talking about to you. You're giving out that data. How is that having an effect on you?
Somebody
Because from one person to person, it varies.
somebody making okay, at the end of the day, if we're looking at it as an over trend, there is a market being built on you without you getting a cut off of any of it. And this market can be used to hurt you at the end of the day.
Oh, isn't that market called capitalism?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fucking matter. It was happening before the internet.
No, but just because it was happening doesn't mean it's if something bad is happening doesn't mean I shouldn't stop trying to do it or try to figure out a better way of doing it.
So your cut is a 10% discount you get from targeted ads based on that data they took from you, which requires more data to be given out.
My cut is don't make money off of me without me at least giving you the permission to do that.
That's not a cut, but okay.
Exactly. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day,
Please ask me if you want my information. You literally said allow cookies. Okay, you said that.
no, I
allow
actually go
cookies.
reject all cookies every single time.
And they still take, by the way.
Well, I know that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Every single time
Yeah.
they tell you, oh, so some cookies, we gotta have these cookies.
Mm.
No, you don't. No, you
That
don't.
sounds very familiar.
Not those cookies.
That's
sir.
me on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a different type
Mhm.
of cookie. It's a different type of cookie.
Okay.
No, but I think listen, the internet has to evolve. It has to evolve. It can't remain the way it is at the moment because it's too. The monopoly is already set in.
Mm.
The big boys have already taken their chunk.
Okay.
There is no way out of it. So it just needs to evolve or break up or die.
And with that,
I heralded
we're done.
the internet.
we're done. خلصنا الانترنت.
Yeah, خلصنا الانترنت.
الانترنت بح
خلاص
بح
كخة.
كويس. I want to talk about this. I bumped into this over the weekend. It was, well, me as an avid Arab news listener. I mean, viewer and reader,
Mhm.
and a guy who just looks at pictures.
Okay.
I just happened to go to their media side, and then right on the top it said top MENA-based podcasters of 2021. I was like, what?
Mm.
There's such a thing.
Okay. There's a list.
There's a list. You should have told us what have been competing,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody told us.
Nobody told us.
Nobody told us.
Unfortunately.
By the way, I think if we had the biggest podcast in the region, we will never make that list.
Hey, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yo, don't allow us in. We're telling y'all.
We are more than just a podcast.
So, and then reached out to a couple of people that I know, and I was like, hey, can someone please tell me the criteria for this? Because I have thoughts.
Okay. I have opinions.
I have opinions, and it's personal opinions. And if you get hurt by people's personal opinions, check yourself. All right. The top 6 are: 1, who do you think 1 is?
Surprise me.
There's no need to surprise. Number 1 is it's always been number 1.
Finjan?
Abdulrahman Mali.
Yeah.
Yep, he's number 1. It's
Abdul
by
Mali.
people, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Number 2, AB Talks, who is Anas, and that's in UAE, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Okay.
Imarat هو. Okay, I'll keep that for later. Hopefully we don't get sued today. Okay.
Hopefully.
Number 3 is the one in Lebanon. What was it? Saturday after dinner or something?
Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday
Whatever?
after dinner, whatever,
Okay.
whatever it was.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that
that
one.
one also great podcast. Hibba Fisher, that was a surprise. I never knew who Hibba Fisher was. Would you like me to tell you who Hibba Fisher is?
Please
Who's
do.
the official?
All right. She is the co-founder and CEO of Kernan Cultures Network.
Oh, yes. I remember her. Okay.
We know Kernan
Yes,
Cultures.
yes,
Okay, I was so surprised he's Egyptian American. Well, anyway, it's an award-winning and independent podcast
It's
company.
a great network.
Raises the bar for audio storytelling and journalism in the MENA region, producing podcasts in both Arabic and English. Right? And then you have 5, our hometown homie Muhammad Islam from Mosho Podcast.
Oh, okay.
And then number 6, we have our also homies, Omar Muhammad and Reem from Dukkan.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Nice.
Now, and why you... I didn't start.
Go
you
on.
just walked in.
Go on.
Okay, we all have opinions here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Out of those 6, the only people that I see that are actual, in my personal opinion of what a podcast is Dukkan. Everything else, I have question marks. I have thoughts.
You have thoughts?
I have thoughts.
Okay, so what was the list? The top MENA podcasts of
The top MENA-based podcasters
podcasters.
of 2021.
I mean, it would nice to know like what your basis for criteria is for all these podcasters. Is it impact? Is it listenership, viewership, reach?
One, you cannot deny the success of these podcasts.
True.
They were successful. They are, not they were.
Mhm.
They are successful in their own lanes, in their own ways. The only problem that I have is that it's just TV and a podcast.
That's the same old.
It's a Liwan and audio.
The format is not a podcast format. You mean?
No, it's a TV format. It's a format that we've seen our entire life. It's nothing different. There's nothing edgy about it. So I feel like this is exactly what happened. So podcasters took over the idea of what an interview should sound like or look like. It
they
became
reinvented it.
basically they didn't reinvent it. They just, what was that metaphor?
Recreated.
They just changed the wheels. They didn't reinvent the wheel. They just changed the
No,
rims.
they changed rims.
They just changed the rims on it.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the same shit. Oh my bad. The same thing.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm trying not to curse through this one, but if I go off, I go off. Okay. It's the
But
same exact thing. It just moved into podcasting. That's what I see. And the only difference between that and the ones that used to be on TV is you don't have those strict guidelines that tie you down.
you don't have any guidelines.
Okay.
Mm.
But well,
You
no,
have
no,
your
no.
guidelines.
You have moral guidelines.
You have your guidelines.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like you cannot be doing certain things.
And that's going to be different from one person to the other.
And from one country to another.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right? So it made interviews much different, where people are more laid back to some extent, having somewhat of a conversation. But in reality, it's the same Q&A. It's not really a conversation. It's a Q&A. If a conversation is a conversation. A Q&A is a fucking Q&A.
Mm.
If I'm asking you about your brand, your product, yada, 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 it's a Q&A. It's not a conversation. You like to shape it as a conversation, but in reality, it's just not a fucking conversation.
And that's just one of the formats that we're talking about here. Like from all of these, this is one of maybe the format that's more common.
More common.
Yeah, between the list. But at the same time, I understand what you're saying. I do agree to the point that it's the same format but transported to a different medium. You're not really doing something different. You're not really innovating within that format. But I go back to the question: what are you guys looking for at the end of the day when you're looking for a podcast?
Well, look,
Because that's the
I don't want to point fingers, but a lot of it is business models.
yeah, that's the question here.
Yes,
Like,
it is not, hey, for the love of this, or hey, I'm trying to bring something new. It is a business model.
so it's not about building a community. It's not about
No.
sharing knowledge or
No, sharing knowledge, you have to give that to current cultures.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you have to.
Because that's the nice thing I like about what they're offering is it is giving you قطرة من كل بحر. It's giving you very different things and it's giving you insight into very different subjects.
Also, I'm sorry, I didn't take that back. In terms of knowledge transfer, all of them give knowledge transfer. They're all serving you something
They
some way,
have-
somehow,
They have
or giving you someone that's
in their
telling you
own
something
way.
new. Yeah, in their own way.
in their own.
So all of them, in terms of knowledge transfer, all of them get a check.
So that begs the question again: is it?
I think we're building our own criteria right here.
Yeah, for
I'm
us,
going to take notes. Put on the board.
for us, it might be. What? No, it's not about being able to work with big companies, for example, or being able to put out different types of content, as much as maintaining a regular, consistent format that you build a community around, you build an audience around.
No, see, all of them are building audiences. No one's building communities.
True.
That's the,
Okay, I
that's
get-
the
I get
difference.
that.
I got a hallelujah from back then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference.
Yes, they are building audiences. They're not building cultures or communities. I'm not pull cultures out.
Mm.
They're not building communities.
In
Look.
the sense that you are trying to serve rather than trying to build something for a bigger purpose.
Hello. When you say trying to serve, what is behind the serve? What's the criteria for you choosing this person or that person? One of them is betting on influencers and celebrities and certain people who are making noise.
I mean, that's
And I'm sure it's just for the clicks. It's not for like, hey, I'm interested in this person.
that's one part of the format. Okay, let me see who's popping. Let me see who's trending. Okay, and let me get involved with them. That's always been part.
So
of the
how is
format.
that different than what was happening on TV forever?
It's not.
Exactly.
The only way it's different is the maybe the type of audience that you're getting or the type of guests that you're getting. Maybe not be the kind of people that you'd see on TV.
Look, Liwan, excuse me, Liwan is still daddy. Liwan still gives you those crazy. Liwan is professionalism.
Yeah, but Liwan is a top shelf, top grade,
Exactly.
production.
So
and it's
when
giving
you
a top quality interviews as well.
and the host is very important. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So let's talk about hosts. Joe Rogan, what made him so good? What made him so, I'm not gonna say important. He made y'all look for elk meat. None of you understood what the fuck elk was.
I
Joe.
think for Joe, it's the way that he's always interested in everything, and he's able to draw out the conversation with the guest, no matter whatever guest.
So
that is.
Shamsi, are you telling me that he has a personality and his own personal thoughts and feelings?
He does.
He does, right?
Yeah.
So when you know things about Joe Rogan from listening to Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Am I right, Turks?
True.
So when you listen, you understand he likes this, he like that, he does this, he does
Yes,
that. His
because-
routines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When he has a guest, it's a conversation.
You're
It's
listening
not
to
always about the guests. It's
it's-
mostly about them and then the interaction between them.
no, you're listening to the person. You're not listening to personality. That's the thing. That's the difference.
You talk about
What?
Joe.
the other people.
We talk about Joe, and we talk about Joe. When I'm listening to Joe, I feel like I'm listening to Joe, the person.
The real person.
Yes, and
Yeah.
not Joe as a media personality.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. And that's for me the difference. That's what makes Joe interesting to me. Because
And that is the point that everybody missed out on. In all honesty, the one person I don't want to judge is Mosho. Mosho just started as like around the same time that we did. All of us finished the year right now, and I think Mosho going down the line, I think it has great growth, and what he wants to do, what he wants to achieve. I think we're going to see more growth in him
Mm.
personally. That's what I think.
Mm.
I think it's going to a different route compared to everybody else. But I'm not going to give him any heat right now on anything because, bro, he's just been here for a year and he did good. But I expect more from him compared to everybody else. Everybody else is established. You know what they're going to give you. You know what they're going to basically hand out to you. You know exactly what you're going to be served.
you know the lane.
Exactly. It's like when you
Yeah.
go into a certain restaurant, you know exactly what they're serving, and you go to another restaurant, you know exactly what they're serving. It's the same thing, just in different little flavors.
And that's the thing. Everybody's going to have their audience. And that's the nice thing about the space is the space is big enough to contain everybody. But at the end of the day,
Is there enough variety?
it's not just variety.
The problem is,
Are you
Shamsi,
building for now or are you building for tomorrow?
are you building for tomorrow? Or are you building for yourself? How about we talk about that? How about gatekeeping? How about wanting to be the only fucking person that runs this shit? How about that?
That's a different argument as well. Like how when you're doing this, are you doing this? Listen, everybody's going to be doing it for their own reason, but there's different ways of approaching the whole scene as well. Like I can be the kind of person who's open to engage with people who are doing the same thing as I am, open to collaborate with them, open to work with them, or I can be the kind of person who, you know what, feels like I'm doing something that's better than what's out there and just, keep to myself.
I think that's the issue because they're all playing in the same pocket. They're all doing like looking at the podcasting landscape worldwide. Okay, you have your interview podcasts, which are like Joe Rogan's or WTF, which was huge back in the day. I'm not sure if it still is. You have your comedy podcasts. You have your video game podcasts. You have your game show podcast. You have documentary podcasts like Serial. Remember, you guys remember Serial?
I've been watching.
That was NPR, wasn't it?
Yeah.
NPR is a big boy.
Exactly, yes.
NPR had so many series coming down, and NPR was one of the main things
True.
that really brought people on. Like, oh, I can hear this crazy story that's real. And,
Because they had a presence in radio and then switched and pulled everyone to podcasting.
And
but their show Serial is not their main show. Their main show was This American Life, if I'm not mistaken.
Which was
Yeah.
actually really good, to be honest.
It was nice.
Which
but
was
it's a
different
documentary
formats.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but
Thing.
exactly. But it was more personal also.
It's a different thing. It's a completely different
Yes.
thing.
It's something very-
You have so many genres in podcasting, but then you have
The regulars.
The only thing we are doing here is interview podcasts. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
What do we have different? What?
No, I agree with you guys. I agree with you.
Like,
guys.
yeah,
I look at the scene. And the scene still has so much room to grow in so many different areas. Like this.
How
that's
are
the
we
thing.
supposed to grow when you go ahead and try to set a standard of this is what a podcast is? How?
We need variety, man.
You would need people to come out and do something different and show that doing something different actually works.
Okay.
It doesn't
So
always
we're
have to
doing
be
something
the
different.
same old thing.
We know a bunch of people who are going to start podcasts with you soon. 2022, there's gonna be a bunch of new Saudi podcasts that are also in English and Arabic, and we know those people what they're planning, right? Those people are also going to try to add something new.
Hopefully.
But the problem is, they will not get much success because the ones that were here before set the standard. This is what a podcast is. This is what a successful podcast is. If you want to invest money into podcasting, this is the way to go.
So that's what the region is used to?
That's what the region is used to right now. This is what they see it as. Dukkan, without a doubt, I used to watch them all the time. Not anymore. I don't care for it. I'm joking. I was just talking to them today. I gave him a heads up. I was like, yo, no, I'm going to go in on something, but it's not personal. It has nothing to do with you. I enjoyed Dukkan. Why did I enjoy it? Because I watched shitload of podcasts. And the one thing that I didn't have was a local podcast. And I had them. Because when I was looking at them, I was looking at personalities. I was looking at people like real humans, right? Having conversations, doing something that's totally fucking different. Like you can see them, they're all hustling in their own things and also doing this thing and they're doing it in different varieties, trying to give you something new every single time, right? I respected that a lot. I enjoyed every single fucking minute of it. I'm lying, not every minute
because
of it.
It was different.
Hold on, wait. I'm bullshitting. I'm not every minute of it. I'm be honest. I gotta be honest, not every minute of it. A lot of minutes, but not every minute. But anyway, just like our podcast.
Plenty of minutes.
That was something that I enjoyed watching because I was looking at people that I know if I say hello to, it's the same energy that was over there.
You could relate to.
Exactly. Everybody else, I don't even need to know you. Because I know I'm going to enter, I'm going to sit down, you ask me a couple of questions, and I'm going to answer, and I'm going to walk out. I don't need to care for who you are. I need to care for your personality, how you answer things, how you do things. I don't need to give a shit. Because you're not offering me anything as a personality. I'm here for your questions. That's all I'm here for.
So it's the lack of
creativity.
I think I want to say personality, honestly.
All of them.
It's the lack of personality.
Because no, there's no lack of personality. They all have personality.
No, it's the lack of authenticity, let's say.
I'll take that one.
Authenticity. Like, you know what? Doing this in the sense of not just it's a one-on-one interview and let me put these questions out and get these answers in. No, doing this in the sense of
fair point.
Building a connection with somebody and actually having that conversation go to that level.
Fair point.
Like what Joe does. Like when you sometimes go through Joe's episodes, they're long, 3 hours. That's a long ass fucking conversation. But you skip through and you see like, okay, these people are really engaged. This is a really genuine.
I'm listening to a conversation between two people.
And even if it goes somewhere completely random and comes back to like a more interesting subject.
Look,
here's the thing.
Oh my God, excuse me.
As the traditional idea of an interview or an interviewer, they're not supposed to have a personality.
True.
That's the issue we're facing. It's that we're still stuck in that where we're trying to, in the podcast realm, basically. No, you need that kind of personality to keep the audience engaged.
Temani diversifies. Temani has a bunch of stuff. They don't only have Finjal.
Oh, right. The documentary one.
Yes.
I think they have a documentary podcast. أشياء غيرتنا.
Yes, I think. Maybe I don't remember the name of it, to be honest.
It's not bad. It's nice. I like it. But personality in podcasting creates I don't want to use the word cult, but a kind of you kind of get what I'm like. You have a Joe Rogan cult, like a group
fan
of
base.
people, a huge fan base.
But you say it like cult, it doesn't have to be such a negative thing.
No, it's not negative. It's not negative unless they're all working out gym together. But that's something else.
All right. Okay.
That's still Rogan only.
Okay.
But like you have a Bill Burr cult, you have a Mark Maron cult, you have all these people with huge fan, like a huge fan base that kind of follows every single step they do. But if I'm watching an interview show where the interviewer doesn't have a personality for me to cling to, I'm just here for the guest. If I don't like the guest, I'm skipping the episode. I'm going to the next one. If I don't like the guest on these podcasts where I have a fan base, where I have a personality, I'm still sticking around to see the dude I'm a fan of.
I enjoy you and the people that you bring on.
Exactly.
This is different than I just enjoy the people that you bring on.
Yeah. Again, but I understand what you're saying. And it goes back to the point of going beyond what is expected of you to do Okay, in the sense of the traditional way. Guys, at the end of the day, this is a new format.
It's not a new
This is
format.
No,
It's
it's
not
been
a new
here for a
format.
minute.
Okay,
Yes.
no,
But
no, no.
we're
We're talking-
Everyone that's doing this, they understand what the format is and they've seen it abroad.
When
we're
I
still
see-
sticking to the traditionalist TV
Hey, that's what I'm
method
saying.
of it.
It's a new format compared to the traditional TV and radio way of doing things. And that's my point. The fact that it's a new format means you can do things your own way. You are not settled. You are not bound.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I see what you mean. I agree with you 1,000%
You are not.
Yes, you have the opportunity to, but the way everybody moves, they're moving as a business and nothing else. What is making money over there? How can I implement over here? How can I generate cash? Let's not look. There's also let's not just side over this one. A lot of people are creating podcasts where they go to a company, say, "Hey, we will do a podcast about your finances," and then you guys have you're a bank, okay, the Bank of Emirat, right? What do you guys have? Oh, we have this offer for like housing or whatever. Then I go create a 2-hour podcast about housing or whatever, 3 episodes, and I put it out, and you pay me money for that.
I mean, sure, it works for you if that's what you want. If that's what your goal is, go ahead. You're gonna find an audience. You're gonna be able to do what you want. You're
Gonna be the same person. They're gonna basically cut off all the other audiences. You're not gonna open doors to nobody. You're just gonna close off, trying to make as much money as you want, and you say fuck everyone else. And there's no growth. There's nothing. It's just the same bullshit over and over and over again.
Shuf, I feel like that direction, as viable as direction as it is the less interesting direction in or let's say road or path taken in comparison to being able to go and build something, and then instead of trying to pursue the business part of it before the thing itself is built, trying to build it, and then figure out how to be able to monetize. You get my point?
I get what you look.
Like
I get your point
yeah,
because you're
like-
doing this now.
Yes.
You see the direction how organically
It
should
is the
be.
more interesting
Mm.
direction for you to go towards. Why? Because at the end of the day, your purpose is much larger than just a financial purpose. You actually figure out and find out what you actually want to achieve, what you actually want to leave as a legacy. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, sure, this is fun. Great. Amazing. I get to see y'all all the fucking time. But at the end of the day, I do want to have this touch somebody in a way that leaves a bigger impact. That actually pushes them to go out of their way and do something that we wouldn't have done before.
Because the direction how we entered this.
And that's us. That's
how
what
we entered
want.
this, how we basically put this together in a way that we're here for a purpose. I fucking dare y'all to give me 100 episodes, 112 episodes without getting paid.
No, it's
No, seriously.
true.
No, don't. I fucking dare them to release a podcast that's free flowing and give me 112 episodes in a year without getting paid a single fucking
That's
dime
not
for any
what
of
they're
them.
looking for. my guy.
Exactly,
That's not
my
what they're
guy.
looking for.
Exactly. That's the fucking competition.
And you know what? For me, honestly, fine. I'm not getting paid today. I'm not getting paid today. Sure. But you know what? There are days when I go out and I run into somebody and they look at me and they're like, yo, thank you so much for doing what you do.
That's how we get paid.
Honestly,
Mhm.
thank you so much for doing what you do, because you know what? You're inspiring me. You know what? You're making my day go easier, man. You're making it go fucking faster. I'm enjoying listening to you guys. I'm enjoying the conversation, feeling like a part of you. That for me is part of the payment that I seek when I'm saying I'm doing this, putting in the time and energy.
Let me add some context into this so people don't think we're just hating. Because we love to hate.
Yeah.
Because haters love.
The hate is
We're
real.
not salty.
We're just swimming in the sea.
We rejected sponsorships.
Mm.
We rejected so many fucking sponsorships. We didn't want it. We said no. We rejected shitload of money that we should have fucking taken. We should have taken that shit.
because we have morals and principles.
Exactly. We said this on the podcast 100 times. Our goal is to open up doors for more people. Everyone that's gatekeeping, I want you to know that I am a fucking disruptor and I am here, my guy. I'm ready, my guy.
Mm.
Seriously, I'm looking at you.
Huffing and puffing.
One of the people on the list actually did do something stupid with us once. I'm not gonna say the whole story. The boys know what's going on.
Mm.
And basically, it was a real quick conversation. We tucked him in his pajama. We put him down in his bed, tucked him into his bed. We kissed him in the forehead. There's like, "La ya baba, mo kida." And it was over real quick. That's exactly how it happened. So don't test me, my guy. Ever in your fucking life, don't test me. Because I'm here to disrupt shit. And I'm going to make sure that we have other people that are behind us that are just as disruptive, and we destroy everything that everyone else is trying to do. because this should not be a business for people. It should not be it. Respect them for their talent. Yes, I respect everybody on that list for their talent. I respect what they're doing. I respect the whole hustle, putting things together. I know exactly what goes into podcasting. I respect all of that. But if I'm only getting guests, I don't care. We're not on the same level. There has to be more value to what you're offering. We've been seeing people offer us business tactics as if something of a community when it was just a bunch of bullshit. This is going the same route. You are ruining it for other people. You are not helping other people. There's going to come a time where guests are not important. I want to know you, my guy. I want to be interested in you. I want to see why these people want to talk to you. If you're bringing on people for the sake of bringing on people, then you're not important and only your guests are important. And even your whole program is not important anymore. I'm looking at, oh, do I know this name? Cool. I'm interested. Yeah, I'm going to go in. I don't? Peace. I said it.
Mm-hmm.
And people do this with the biggest podcast in the world. So I know Joe Rogan is daddy, but Joe Rogan as a daddy has a personality. He is teaching you. He's giving you information, even if it's fucked up, stupid information.
He's the king of the hill for a reason.
He is honest about himself, and that's what makes him so good. It's not the guest.
He's authentic. He's genuine. He's real.
Exactly. So if you all want to take that route. But give me more of you. I want to see more of you. I'm interested in you. I'm not interested in the people you're bringing. Thank you for bringing these people. Thank you for shedding light on a lot of information that we didn't know before. Thank you for all of that. But you, my guy, I want to know who you are.
When next?
I can tell you conversations about Dukan that I'm sure no one would understand, but the boys over there will understand, right? Because they're honest on there. They're having conversations. Both of the episodes all sitting down eating, right? It was the worst audio I've heard in my life. Yo, I'm going to be honest. Yo, love you. Okay? I heard the spoons. I heard the plates. I heard everything, right? Like in the middle of the conversation, I hear, yeah, for real. Yeah, good. And I still enjoy that shit. It's genuine.
It's genuine.
Yes, it's genuine. I'm looking at people. I'm understanding what's going on. I'm seeing what's happening. We need to be more genuine. Everybody talks about, oh yeah, I'm exporting our culture. I'm doing that. Where the fuck are you, my guy? Who are you? You're exporting the people that you have on. What are you doing? The people are coming on to see who these people are, as in how do they function, not their jobs. I don't want to talk about people's jobs. You were the first person to do 1, 2, 3.
No, it gets old.
Good luck.
That's the thing. It gets old.
Do you know why? Quick. Because that conversation, I see it over there. I see it on Arab News. I see it on this. Yeah. I see it on that. I see it everywhere. It's all over my fucking feed. It's everywhere. You bringing them on doesn't give them no fucking value. It doesn't. It just fucking doesn't. And I hate it that open doors for fucking people to come in. Open fucking doors. This is not about us. Fuck us. We don't care for y'all. Don't care for us. But for other people, build your fucking community. Let there be people be proud to be building something similar to what you. I'm gonna.
I think you're the point that you're trying to make is
I actually stopped because I was about to say something really awful. I was like, "Oof!"
I'm just saying,
the mic is on.
I think the point you're trying to make is clear. There's a limit to what you guys are trying to, what's happening right now, in the sense of progress. And the sense of how far it can go, and the sense of interest in building that interest and sustaining that interest in the long term. At the end of the day, people are either gonna evolve or they're just gonna lose relevance sooner or later. Because
I hope they do.
Honestly, I think
I hope they do.
I think they will evolve. But sooner or later, people will start learning. And okay, you know what? I need to, grow beyond my current limit in order to be able to sustain myself for the long run. Or I'm just doing this for the shits and giggles.
There's a difference when someone says, look at this podcast. This is what a bunch of Saudis are thinking. And different when you say, look at this podcast. Look at this person they're interviewing. When you're interviewing a person, that's a person. When you're talking about society, talking about everyday life, you show more of yourself into it and more of your country into it, more of your mentality. It shows how diverse we are. With that being said, good night, everybody.
With that being said, we're done with the rant.
Yes, get the hell out of here, man.
We have no more rants.
I give them too much energy.
Do you have rants, Turks? Would you like to rant?
I mean, it's the same issue we had with the lack of genres in our content, in our movies, in our TV
rant
shows.
Rant at them, Turks. Rant at them.
It's the same thing. We're stuck to one formula, one specific pocket, and we're just. I don't know if it's what the audience is used to and that's what they want to consume, or that's what
Bro,
we've
the
been-
audience is
we've been
so much
spoon-feeding
bigger.
them.
The audience wants everything. The
Is
audience.
that what the
Do
industry
not blame
just-
me. Blame Arab News.
No.
I'm telling you, don't blame me.
Bro, I want criteria.
Arab News set y'all up.
I want
No, I'll be very honest.
guidelines.
Arab News set y'all up.
I want to know the process of voting.
Actually, we were discussing this before. We think the reason these people were chosen, right?
Don't tell.
Oh, and let's not give away the criteria that Arab News used.
No.
All right, let's wait for the rebuttal from Arab News. Yeah, but seriously, like I'm really, really irritated by the way that they did this.
Mm.
More context,
I
more fucking context of how this was chosen.
I hope we will receive that context.
Because let's be honest, everybody on this list, besides Muhammad Islam, we've seen them, we've known them. The only new contributor to me was Muhammad Islam, which is the Mo Show podcast. You know, Mo Show podcast. Find it on YouTube, on Apple, Google, what
All
else?
the platforms.
Twitter,
All the
Instagram,
Yeah.
everywhere. Shout out Mo Show podcast. Find everything over there. But seriously, that's the only thing new that I saw. Everybody else, minus Dukkan, same people.
Arab News.
Yeah,
Got balls in your court.
seriously.
Balls in your court.
I know a lot of people saying like, why are you defending Dukkan? I'm sorry, I like people who have personalities. It's that fucking simple. We out.
Peace.
Peace. Enjoy your day, you pieces of shit.
That was fun, wasn't it?
It was.